Mes laimėjom. Mes laimėjom. For those who don't understand Lithuanian, that means we won. Now you might think, why is this guy chanting "we won" after Latvia won a game? But look, my colors. I'm wearing the Latvian flag on me today. But honestly, that's just something that we hear Latvian team fans chanting all the time. It sounds like "Mes laimėjom," which means we won in Lithuanian, and our team's fans actually chant that when we know that we're gonna win the game.
And since you're braliukas, we always thought that it's something similar. That means that we're winning or we're about to win.
But I don't think it is, because they didn't chant that at the end. They chant that from the beginning. So if you're Latvian, please tell us in the comments, what the hell does that mean? The something that sounds like "Mes laimējom."
If it's "Mes laimējom," which means we won, maybe it fits the current picture of the Latvian national team, right? They just won against Portugal by 16 points. The most convincing victory for Latvia in the EuroBasket so far, celebrated by Latvia's greats, Kaspars Kambala, Jānis Blūms, Jānis Strelnieks, and I believe many others, together with 11,000 people in the Riga Arena. They had a rough start at the start of the EuroBasket, losing by 20 to Turkey. They had this basketball nightmare against Estonia that turned into one of the most entertaining displays we've seen so far in the tournament, but still only 2-point win against Estonia. They had this late-minute drama against Serbia, and now convincing victory against Portugal. They were up by 19 the first half. Kristaps Porzingis finally made threes. And my question to you, my Latvian friend braliukas, is Latvia back?
Well, I'll just say, I don't know if they're back, but I'll say it's time to celebrate, because you won't have too many highs as a Latvian fan, I think, in this tournament. And you could tell that from the beginning that it's a rough tournament so far. So if I want to celebrate, I want to celebrate right now, live in the moment, blah, blah, blah. Just enjoy the moment, because what will happen next might not be that positive. We'll get into why. But I just think, like you said, the rising form, the game that they just won, now they've established their position in the group a bit better. Now
they clinched their first seed in the group.
Third seed, yeah.
Third seed, yeah.
So now they're just going to have a game left, which won't really do anything. But we'll get to that too. I'm just saying, celebrate now that Kristaps Porzingis is, scoring against Portugal. Finally.
It doesn't matter against who. Yeah. He missed the first 14 attempts beyond the arc. He was 0 from 13 before this game. Yep. To see him making 5 of 6 in the first half only, and to see him smiling again, because, he brings different dimension to Latvia's game when he's actually making the threes that he's capable of. That's a positive sign in this growth process of Latvia.
But we gotta say, it's a bittersweet victory because of a few things.
Yeah.
We can start with Porzingis. He started with those five threes in the first half, right?
Yeah, 5 threes.
5 out of 6. Missed the first shot, but anyways, made the next 5. Then he missed the next 5 after that. So, the consistency thing.
It's Latvia, brother.
And we keep going. It's live or die by the 3. If you make your shots, you're this unpredictable, crazy, offensive threat that can, on a given day maybe hurt some better teams. But so far, at least.
But if I'm Latvian fan, I could say, we made only 35% of threes, 14. We scored 78 points. We still won quite confidently. And we allowed only 62 points. When you look at the game against Estonia, they allowed only 70, right?
But
they actually made quite a good job against Serbia, containing them to 84, and let's say being close to win that game. Using that strategy to let Nikola Jokic do everything, but kind of, ruining the flow of the whole offense. But I know what you're going to say. It's Portugal and it's Estonia.
And Portugal has scored 62 points against Czechia, 69 points against Serbia, 54 points against Turkey, and now 62 against Latvia.
I know, man.
Not out of the ordinary. On the other hand, like you said, of course, the positives are that they can when it matters in the game against Serbia, they can, step up defensively. Let's say the team defense was great. This game, I don't want to analyze it too much. They were having a lot of space to do what they do. The other side wasn't suffocating them on defense, so that's why I think, you can get hyped about their offense, that the ball was moving. We saw open shots, all of that, but then you need to remember a few games back how they looked against Turkey, for example. The ball was sticking.
Yeah.
There's not enough creation, and
this shot selection is still questionable.
Yes, and now we're gonna get
There's no consistency.
We're gonna get to the main problem. The only guy, okay.
The last positive.
Uh-huh.
I think that they managed to shrug off this pressure of being hosts,
Yes.
of dealing with this hype in the country, all these expectations. Let's not forget, we're talking about the 9th team in the world, according to FIBA ranking. We're talking about the team that we all put top 8 in our power rankings. Many people saw them as potential dark horses in the tournament because of the star players that they have, the style of the play, playing at home.
Track record, 2023 World Cup success, all those things add up.
Yeah.
And also, to add to your point...
So just to wrap it up, it feels like that maybe after these high-pressure situations against Turkey in the opener, then this crazy game against Estonia, being competitive against Serbia, and now playing more of their style of a basketball in a confident win against Portugal, maybe will help them to kind of finally feel their rhythm if everyone was healthy.
And also that's unfortunate about the rhythm that they got to play Turkey in the first game. That's probably their main matchup in this group. Then they got to play Serbia in the game after Estonia. They got to play the tough matchups first. They didn't get into rhythm, but you can't, if you want to be the best, we said this before, you got to beat the best and you got to beat them whenever they come. So you can't say anything about the schedule, but the point that you wanted to bring up about the injuries, being healthy, yes, this is the problem. The playmaking was already sticking. It was already not flowing. Let's say, I don't know how to say. There's not enough creation on the floor from the guards, because they're more like shooters. Some of these, like Dairis Bertans, for example, Zorix, they can shoot, but they don't.
And the main creator, Žagaras,
got injured. That's the point. I wanted to say that the main guy who can put some jazz on the floor, he got injured again in this tournament. It's the second time he got injured. He got taken out of the game. We don't know for how much.
This one seems dangerous. I tried to look how he got the hurt because he asked to be subbed out in the 4 minutes into the game. I didn't see any contact, and that's concerning. And he was shut down for the entire match and sat next to Gražulis, another absence out for the EuroBasket. And we all knew that Latvia was entering the tournament with quite a short rotation. Let's not forget that Rodions Kurucs was out. So the depth was already a problem, and now they're missing their main point guard, again, Cinderella story of the World Cup. And Gražulis, let's not forget, okay, now it's a bit different story, but 2 years ago he was the most efficient and the highest scoring player on Latvia's team. So that's, giving their short bench, that's a significant absence.
So yeah, you got Žagars out. The other Arturs Kurucs almost got injured too at the end, or got...
Zorix got injured.
Zorix?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyways, it's just, not enough talent, I guess, that's healthy from the guard side. And Porzingis, he can score, but I feel like he needs the shots to be correct. Like there needs to be another guy who's dangerous on the floor for Kristaps to be as in his best sort of role, because that's what he's been doing his whole NBA career. He's not been the guy all the time. Like sure, he had some great tournaments back in the day with Latvia, but Latvia was stronger then as well. He had those Giannis Blooms type of players that could shoot the three and then create their own shots. And essentially right now we're looking at an offense where it just looks like, random possessions. The ball moves around the perimeter and it's a difficult shot by Davis Bertans from very deep.
Yeah, Lamers is actually having a solid summer with the national team. He actually has a EuroLeague out in his contract with Neptūnas, and especially after his pre-EuroBasket chapter, it felt like he will never suit up for Neptūnas because he was playing at a really high level, and still he's having a solid tournament. But still, if we want to talk about Latvia as a top 8 team in the EuroBasket, they need more, and that's the problem. So hopefully, Žagar's injury won't be serious. But I mean, all the signs show that it's not looking good. It's not looking good.
And now this group is interesting because we'll have quite an interesting final day of the tournament on Wednesday. We'll have Estonia battling with Portugal for the last spot. So this for Portugal isn't over after this loss.
Just a short note about Portugal. When we saw them winning against Czech Republic and being competitive against Serbia, I was like, this team might cause some problems.
Yeah.
But it felt like that their level and anticipation has decreased. And one of those players who kind of mirrors the decrease and the lack of consistency in their game was the guy who actually was famous in a game against the best team in the EuroBasket, Diogo Brito. He was the guy that Filip Petrushev punched in the beginning of the game and was ejected. And he actually scored 22 points.
Wow.
Diogo Brito's stats in all the other 3 games: 0 points in 25 minutes against Czechia, 0 points in 18 minutes against Turkey.
Okay.
And guess what? Now
0 points again.
Game against Latvia. 0 points in 16 minutes.
Wow.
So,
I mean,
hell of a collapse in their
really
game.
reminds me of my teenage years when I used to play basketball and have 1 game out of 7. So yes, that game, Estonia, Portugal, and then obviously Turkey, Serbia will determine the 1 and 2 seeds. And for Latvia,
they're waiting for their opponents in the 8 finals.
In the B group, which now today's game between Finland and Lithuania will be important.
We felt that it's going to be between Finland and Lithuania. And if Lithuania wins, actually it means Lithuania is playing against Latvia. Because if Finland wins tonight, they have a chance to win against Germany to be the first team in the group.
Which is insane to think about.
I mean, now we're Lithuanians. And let's say we're winning this game against Finland. We finished second. Do you feel confident about the game against Latvia?
Yeah, I'm happy about this.
Okay.
We beat them in the friendlies, and generally speaking, they're too vulnerable. There are people you can target on defense, and they don't seem like they're shooting out of this world. And defensively, I think with the right defensive system will shut down their wherever they'll have, which they haven't had much so far. So,
yeah, before the tournament, I was not that confident. Although when we won the game in the preparation stage, I was like, okay, this Latvia is not very convincing. But now, of course, with their absences, with the injuries, with the display of basketball I've seen from Lithuania's game and from Latvia's, I'm more confident. And of course, I'm happy to get Latvia instead of Turkey, because Turkey is hell of an opponent. But now, when it's Latvia, you can see a difference between these 2 teams. But still, it's Latvia. And I had this feeling, I think I shared this feeling like 3 days ago. What if this Latvia really sucks in the group stage? We face them in the finals and it ends up like it ended in 2001, I think, when they just were hitting all those crazy 3-pointers and we had no chance against them. Let's be honest, this streaky, unpredictable team is still capable of doing that. So you never know with Latvia.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to tell you.
And what you should know is 2 things. BasketNews.com is the best place to find all your news about EuroBasket 2025. BasketNews Instagram is the best, most entertaining social media account that there is. And of course, this channel, we cover as many games as we can, as many that are interesting. And make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and make sure that you got those notifications on.